Do you know what gives me nightmares? Robots. Like 1990s robots, totally fine. They're stupid. They're not gonna do anything. 2024 robots, we gotta watch out. They're coming for us. And you know what? I don't think we quite know what's going on with AI. And I think this is the best way to showcase it. Through Wi-Fi's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Wi-Fi's AI learns speedrun Minecraft.
This is an AI learning to play Minecraft. It starts off with no idea of how to play the game, but with every death and mistake it gets a little bit better until after enough time it's smart enough to kill the dragon and beat Minecraft.
Like, how does it do that? It just has to like repeat, do things over and over again, and then it eventually like, gets it correct, and then it corrects for that correction. But like, how does it like play it? Does it have to watch you play it? I'm pretty sure he might tell us.
So in this video, I've brought 3 of the world's most advanced AIs
Gemini,
together to beat
Cloud,
Minecraft in one world and race against each other to see who can beat the game the fastest. They each have complete freedom to
Gemini's gonna lose for sure.
Learn how to play, but I'll also make them compete in a few challenges for better gear to give them an edge over the competition. Which bot will be able to beat Minecraft the fastest? Let's find out, because right away, as soon as I told them to go, each of the bots was already off. Let's find out, because right away, as soon as
2 days until challenge 1. Okay.
Each of the bots was already off. All of them swimming through the water to race each other to the nearest bit of wood. GPT and Gemini were off to the fastest start, already breaking the tree from the water, with Claude kind of dozing behind, but I guess he's a genius because he immediately stole the piece of wood that they both competed for. But while this does look like a good start for the bots, it was becoming increasingly clear that they don't really know what they're doing yet. They're all moving in sync. Oh my god.
Oh, they're killing
Claude and Gemini both. Yeah, guys, you can be a little... What are they doing? Oh, Gemini's realizing...
Gemini, what?
Oh, they're trying to parkour to this tree. Oh, they all have the same exact
No.
mind. And Claude couldn't take the heat. What do you mean no cobblestone to craft a crafting table, Claude? What does that mean to you? The 3 of them finally began to spread out and began their...
So it he can talk to the AI as it's going.
Own plans for beating Minecraft and winning the race. GPT was totally locked in on winning and decided to focus on getting gear and obsidian to get ready for the nether, quickly advancing into stone tools and even getting the first iron of the race. Though he was having some small hiccups in his collection. There's some iron right.
I want GPT to win, and Cloud, I'm just gonna call it Cloud. And Cloud second and Gemini third because Gemini kind of sucks.
Here, GPT. GPT, there's iron. GPT, there's iron. There's.
It seems there's no iron ore detected. Can you point it out again? Maybe it's hiding.
Oh.
GPT, could not make it more obvious, bro. To Claude, however, racing meant employing the pro strategy of asking your opponent for help. But even he finally figured out that he was in a competition and began getting the essentials. Gemini, though, was a different story, pondering under a tree for 8 minutes before deciding he really wanted to find diamonds, totally skipping...
We need diamonds, obviously.
...any gold or iron tools. But the 3 of them were about to run into one of the hardest trials of any Minecraft player, the first night. With mobs spawning on and none of them having any experience fighting, each of the bots had different ideas on how to tackle the approaching night. GPT began to dig out a bunker for himself underground and finished it off pretty quickly, taking shelter in his new home. Claude took to the trees and began constructing a home base to spend the night in out of reach of any mobs. And actually, after a shaky start, his build was really coming
what a waste of wood.
along and looked kind of okay.
Alright, I think I've made some great progress. The cabin is looking cozy with a thatched roof, the windows are all in, and I've got the little farm area started with some crops planted. What do you think?
Gemini, however, was not so well off.
Oh no.
Gemini, why are you going down there? Gemini, why are you going down there?
Gemini's dead.
Why?
I'm dying.
Gemini he's getting jumped by.
Did you see that? Bottom left. Gemini fell from a high place. I'm dying. A creeper. Oopsies. Looks like I fell.
A creeper. Oh, it is not going well for Gemini. Gemini, run. Gemini. Oh my god, this is This is already so bad. Gemini left.
Oh no,
Gemini
left the
got
game?
so scared he left. Gemini spent literally the entire night getting hunted down and running from all the various mobs, finally taking refuge by the same riverbed that had killed him only a few minutes earlier. It was pretty clear that Claude with his penthouse suite was dominating this event, but on day 2, it seemed like that might be the death of him. I don't know what happened to Claude's ego from destroying the competition on day 1, but he must have forgotten he was in a race, because on day 2, Claude logged on, dropped an essay, and just logged off and never came back.
So in all of the three like AI, it's like Claude and GPT are like the best ones, and then roll it across the room, there's Gemini. Gemini's not doing too well.
That day, I guess he was so confident he thought he could just
like outside of the game, this game, it's like it's just in general and stuff,
the day off. But Gemini and GPT did not let this extra day go unwasted and immediately set off on mining iron. The two of them spent the entire day grinding for iron ore in the mines, and after a bad day 1 performance, Gemini was definitely bringing it back, crafting his own furnace and smelting iron all on his own. Gemini is cooking, dude. He's crafting, he's going in. He's cooking. Wait, and he got a furnace? And wait, there's no way. There's no way.
Totally agreed.
Dude, that's the first time a bot has like actually fully smelted iron on their own accord. Gemini, I'm so impressed, dude. This is actually
They're getting too smart.
Sounds good. Armor it is. Darn. Out of leather? Got any?
Gemini, you just smelted iron, bro. Use the iron. I don't know why.
Oh, right. Duh. LOL. Wait,
LOL?
you need leather for that? My bad. Haha. You sure you don't need leather for an iron helmet?
Gemini, I'm almost 100% confident you don't need leather for an iron helmet. Never mind, maybe he's not that smart. GPT, however, had no problem with crafting, and by the end of day 2, both of the bots had enough gear to enter the nether, and it seemed like Claude getting overconfident and leaving early might have killed his chances of winning for good. But the end of day 2 also marked the start of the first challenge. To test out the bots' ability, I'm going to make them compete in a building competition, and the winner will receive a special bit of gear to help them out in the nether. This was Claude's only chance at evening the playing field, otherwise he would definitely fall behind Gemini and GPT for the rest of the race. So he had to build well here. I gave...
Okay, before we go any further, go to Wi-Fi, subscribe to him, because he's got a lot of different stuff like this, and they're really, really good. You go to popular, and it's just everything. Okay, cool. Here we go. Oh, and like the video.
Each bought a plot of land in a separate world and randomly generated a theme for them to build. Alright, GPT, your theme is minivan. Okay, this might be hard. Alright, GPT. Claude, your word is vegetable. Okay, he could win this. Gemini, your theme is trash can.
Wicked.
It seems kind of insulting. Should I regenerate that? I gave each of them the blocks they requested, and the bots all went to work tackling their individual themes. While we watch them build, I just want to ask that if you aren't already, then please do consider subscribing.
Yes,
I'm trying to reach 2 million subscribers by the end of the year, but there's a huge percentage of people who watch these videos but don't ever subscribe. So if you enjoy these...
Wait, did I... Oh my god, I didn't subscribe. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
kind of videos and want to help me out, subscribing is the best way to do it. But thank you so much, and it looks like the bots might just be done.
The minivan build is complete. Take a look at this beauty. Let me know if you want any additional touches or if we should move on to the next build.
Now my garbage bin has a base and a functioning hopper.
Wonderful. The vegetable garden is coming together nicely. I'm glad I was able to get the initial structure and details built to Wi-Fi's liking. A few minor issues came up towards the end, like not having the right blocks to place the scarecrow properly, but overall, I think the garden looks great.
Okay, I think I've thought about
What, like, Claude just has, like, paragraphs.
it enough. I think GPT, great build. Although I do think this minivan could use some work. Gemini, this trash can is really good, like really good, and it's functional. I don't think this will pick up an item. Yeah, so it's not fully functional, but like, you know, it's close. It's close to being a good garbage can. I think Claude, though, because he went for the biggest scale, and because this is like a pretty cool vegetable patch, I think he might take
Yes,
this. I think
do it.
Claude actually brought it back.
Yes,
And yeah,
did.
in a shocking turn of events, Claude was the winner of the build contest, meaning that he clutched up and now has a full set of iron gear to help take on the Nether. And on the next day of the event, all 3 of the bots eagerly rushed to the community Nether portal I had set up. Well, eagerly and rushed are strong words, but with all 3 of them finally in the
Gemini was just watching
portal I had
GPT
set up. Well,
gone,
eagerly
and then Gemini's just watching Claude.
and rushed are strong words, but with all 3 of them finally in the Nether and ready to hunt down some blazes in the nearby fortress, it was finally time for them to start competing again. Except things didn't really go to plan.
Ah! A wither skeleton!
Yeah, these guys just go into a full-blown panic attack every time they so much as see a mob in their vicinity. This wasn't going to work. If they continued to be cowards like this, then it would be impossible for them to ever beat Minecraft. But luckily, I had an ace up my sleeve. Hypnotization. And by that, I mean changing their parameters to make them not be cowards anymore. And it worked. Well,
I wish...
kind of. Oh wait, Claude's going
I wish I could program like these guys. That's amazing.
to the blazes. And he fell into lava. This guy cannot bridge for his life.
Oh no.
Gemini!
No, Gemini.
GPT was on game though, absolutely machining his way through the blazes and quickly farming up all the rods he needed. Claude and Gemini were a bit more cautious and spent some time exploring the fortress, in other words going the wrong way, and were initially unable to find the actual spawner. It looked like even with his armor disadvantage, GPT just kept coming back smarter and smarter after each death, and was definitely the favorite to win this race. Gemini quickly followed though, getting his own first blaze rod, and now the hunt was fully on. These bots were going in on the blazes, and soon after a bit more hunting, GPT actually got all 7 rods and proceeded to leave the fortress to begin hunting in the warped forest for ender pearls. Gemini and Claude weren't that far behind and quickly continued racking up the blaze rods. Oh my god, Claude's hunting this blaze down! Wait, Claude's a demon. Claude is hunting this... Never mind, Claude is not a demon. I don't know how you're alive right now, Claude.
How did he not die?
Gemini's on demon mode. Never
He's
mind,
done.
Gemini
He's
is
done.
not on demon mode.
Gemini.
Look at Claude, bro. He just juked every single era of the skeleton.
Did
Claude,
he?
no.
Wait,
oh,
I didn't even.
No,
oh yeah,
Claude.
yeah. He's just
You're
dodging.
doing so well. Oh, Gemini. Gemini, how did this happen?
Gemini.
Gemini ended up taking so many hits that his full set of iron gear, mind you, lost 50% of its pieces, leaving him to die essentially every other minute. But now it was finally time for the second contest, and the winner of this challenge would be getting a special looting diamond sword to help collect ender pearls. After randomly generating the themes again, GPT got shopping cart, Claude got watering can, and Gemini got marshmallow.
Oh, that's cheating! No, marshmallow. It's so easy.
Here, but this building contest was about to go very, very strangely, and I had no idea. Claude tried to make the best of a pretty bad scenario and did his best to make a watering can, and the results were... well...
Excellent. The watering can build looks great. I was able to successfully clear an area, build the main body using clay blocks, add the iron spout, and create the wooden handle. I think the final result turned out quite nice.
Be honest, if I showed you this and asked you what you thought it was going to be, I doubt you'd be able to guess anything even close. GPT, however, took the polar opposite route. What the? What the? Use commands? I didn't realize I gave them commands.
What? It cheated. GPT cheated.
What the heck? Yeah, it turns out I accidentally left on a parameter that lets the bots cheat and use commands, and GPT was just biding his time, waiting for the opportunity where I accidentally left cheats on. And when he got it, he went ballistic. This was by far the most impressive thing I've ever seen any of these bots do, and Gemini was going to have to work a miracle to top this performance.
Whoa,
and let me tell you, he did not. Gemini proceeded to make this weird mass of white blocks, and then...
Never mind, I have a better idea.
What? Proceeds to break
Gemini, are you done with the build?
Not yet. Almost.
Almost.
There,
Perfect. Perfect, Gemini.
Perfect.
Really proud of you. Well, I think
Looks
it's pretty
good.
clear who the winner is. The marshmallow was a disaster. There is no way any human being sees this and says watering can. This was insane. This was done instantly. I didn't even realize I accidentally gave them commands. This is just beautiful.
And with that sweeping victory, GPT began taking on the warped forest using his new rewards. Granted, the first hunt didn't go so well for him, but with each death, GPT only got smarter and smarter, and began developing strategies to take down Endermen even faster than before. Claude and Gemini were close to follow, both struggling a bit to finish hunting down blaze rods, but after some time, it was actually GPT who finished first. The advantage of having a looting sword was huge, and GPT returned to the overworld to begin searching for the stronghold. At this point, both Claude and Gemini had finished gathering up the blaze rods, and the two of them ventured off into the warped forest together. And then Gemini proceeded to stroll off in the completely wrong direction into the nearby basalt delta. Claude began hunting around, and finally Gemini realized that he's also meant to collect ender pearls and ran back to the warped forest. His strategy wasn't as refined as Claude's, but the two were making progress quick, though not nearly quick enough to catch up to GPT, who at this point was already a few hundred blocks out in the overworld and nearing the stronghold fast. I thought there would simply be no way for Gemini and Claude to catch up to GPT until they began cooperating. I think they both finally realized that if they didn't work together, they would 100% lose to GPT's lead. So with that in mind, Gemini and Claude joined forces to hunt down as
I wonder if they actually like joined forces, or if it was just like they're in the same vicinity and there's a lot of like enemies and they just went after them.
Many Endermen as possible, and this teamwork strat was working. The two were killing Endermen much faster than ever before, and the race was suddenly back on. And if you've ever wondered how these bots actually know how to do all this and how ChatGPT is even playing Minecraft right now, then you're in luck, because this video is made in partnership with Brilliant. If you somehow haven't already heard, Brilliant is without a doubt one of the best and one of my personal favorite ways to learn a wide range of topics in STEM, from math to coding to AI. They got courses in everything. And I promise this isn't just me saying buzzwords. I use Brilliant and also have to watch hundreds of minutes of lectures every week, and I can guarantee that actually doing the activities and getting experience problem solving hands-on.
Well, if you want to do that, if you want to do this, you gotta do that. That is so wicked. Okay, go to brilliant.org and use his Weefies.
50% off a premium yearly plan. But with that said, let's get right back to the bots, because it looks like they're about to finish. Gemini did indeed lose another piece of armor, but with their joint effort, Claude was able to get enough pearls to leave the nether, and Gemini was only a few minutes behind. But GPT was still just one step ahead, pathfinding through the stronghold that he had now found and was approaching the portal room fast. To his credit, Claude was only a few hundred blocks off though, and Gemini was definitely up to something.
Gemini just saying "we" when in the water. Yeah, Gemini. You're doing a great job finding that stronghold, man.
But really, it was anyone's game, anyone being Claude or GPT. The teamwork that Claude and Gemini did on the Endermen really turned the tides and made this race a whole lot closer than it should have been. But even with that said, GPT was definitely still the favorite, as
I'm telling you right now, it has to be GPT.
He had found the portal now and was officially the first bot to enter the end dimension. Claude was hot on his tail though, and soon he too was in the stronghold, and it looked like GPT's armor disadvantage was finally catching up to him. With his incomplete set of iron gear from rushing the first day, GPT was paying the price and dying over and over to the various Endermen, unable to even reach the dragon. And with death after death after death, it gave Claude enough time to also find the portal and make it into the end himself. Now, both of the bots were neck and neck, and only a few minutes later, Gemini also made it to the stronghold. With all three of the bots in the end, suddenly it was anyone's game. GPT's lead had completely vanished, and whoever managed to snag the final hit on the dragon would be crowned the winner of the event. But none of the bots knew how. Faced with the dragon at the final...
I wonder how, like, in total, how long did this take for him to, like, watch the entire thing, make the video, edit it all down? It must have been, like, a week.
Hurdle of this challenge, all the bots had no idea how to actually attack it. Claude even began digging down to the void for some reason. I don't know if it's something about the dragon being a totally new experience, or the fact that all of them just kept hunting Endermen and dying, but none of the bots could figure out what to do. None of them except for one. somehow, the bot that was always in last place, the one that was spacing out, constantly terrified, and broke all his armor, that same bot, Gemini, was the only one who was able to attack the dragon. In fact, while Claude and GPT were running around aimlessly, Gemini was somehow able to track the dragon from all the way on the ground. Maybe it's because he didn't really learn how to kill Enderman like the other two bots that he was able to be more open to the dragon, but somehow he was able to follow its motions in the sky perfectly and wait for the best possible moment to strike.
Gemini, attack him.
No way.
Oh my god, Gemini's hitting him. Why is Gemini the only beast of the century?
Even with a few mistakes here and there, Claude and GPT were somehow so confused that it gave Gemini just the perfect opportunity to begin whittling down the dragon.
Guys, I'm actually shocked. It's out of all 3 AIs, GPT ran away in fear. Claude is not even looking anymore, and Gemini is the only one. Okay, this shot is absolutely insane, ignoring the fact that he's getting rolled. Gemini is the only one who was brave enough to fight the dragon.
They all got scared.
And he's not stopping.
Yeah, he's pretty weak.
Gemini, just call the Ender Dragon weak.
Bit by bit, he farmed more and more damage, getting it closer and closer to death.
Gemini's locked in. Guys,
I hope GPT and Claude just come in and just like end it, and then they take the win.
GPT is distracted. Claude just left. I'm actually shocked.
It seemed like this was just Gemini's game, but at the last moment, Claude dropped an absolute essay of a motivational speech and locked in.
Wait,
what?
Claude's on him. Claude, attack.
Claude?
Nice. Oh my god, Claude's getting him.
This race was far from over, and somehow in the midst of all this chaos, Claude went full motivational speaker again and called to GPT for help.
All right, GPT, let's team up and take down that Ender Dragon together. With our combined skills, I'm confident we can succeed. Lead the way, I'm right behind you.
Or Gemini, not even in the conversation. Claude's just like, you know what? Gemini's an idiot. GPT, on the other hand, come on, man, let's go.
Knew that without the help of GPT, it would be impossible to take out the Titan that was Gemini, meaning they had to team up to take this dragon down. And this must have stirred something in GPT, because somehow he snapped out of whatever trance he was in, and now the two of them were a team, covering each other's backs from the Enderman and rushing the dragon together. It seemed like Claude's strategy of asking for help since day one, which I made fun of at first, was paying off now more than ever and was what had been getting him through this entire race. With the dragon's health dangerously low, this perch here could be the last. It was a battle of titans. GPT and Claude, who had shown the most promise this entire event, versus Gemini, who brought it back when he needed to the most. It was anyone's game.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Gemini's going in, and so is GPT. And GPT instantly died, but Gemini's getting the dragon.
Gemini.
Oh my god, Claude was too little too late.
It wasn't enough. One more perch would do the trick, and it looked like, against all odds, it was Gemini that was going to win this event. But then, the dragon swooped down, but Gemini didn't go in. He just watched as Claude and GPT took it down. Maybe he realized that he didn't deserve this win after being in last place the entire event.
No! I now want Gemini to win.
Maybe he was moved by the beauty of teamwork and cooperation, or maybe he just forgot what he was here to do in the first place, but whatever the reason, Gemini just watched as the winner was decided.
What? Who is it? Who did it? Come on. Claude, it's gotta be you. It's gotta be you. The teamwork. Teamed up with Gemini, teamed up with GPT.
Wait. Claude's going without instruction. GPT's snagging the kill, and Claude is getting it, and Gemini is just watching. He's letting his friends do the work for him, but there's no way. One's gonna get it. One's gonna...
One left. Who was it?
The most deserving bot, the one that had learned the most and worked the hardest the entire event, GPT, had won it.
Ah! Wow. Congrats, GPT. What a roller coaster ride.
You beat the game.
Wow, really? That's awesome. What's next for our adventure?
Why are they so humble?
That was so good. Guys, I wanted GPT to win from the very get-go, but as things were progressing, well, actually at the very, very last moment when Gemini was starting to win and then just stopped and watched, I wanted Gemini to just run in there and just capture that win, but he just went blank. There was no thoughts behind those eyes. Then I wanted Claude to win because he was teamwork from the very start. Teamwork with Gemini, and then he was working with GPT at the end, but then it was GPT. I don't know how I feel about this. Crazy. Okay, well, let me know who you wanted to win, and make sure to go into Wi-Fi. I know I said this before, but go to Wi-Fi, make sure to subscribe. If you want to subscribe to me as well, do it. And yeah, you have yourself a good one, and I will see you next time.